Okay, so in my previous video, I had talked about ADS-CFT string theory and how it leads to our universe actually being a holographic projection that appears three-dimensional. Now in this video, I want to talk about how our conscious observation causes probability collapse and how we change the universe on a subatomic level simply through viewing it. So, going back to the last video, I had mentioned how there are grid-like structures called branes that overlap. They're two-dimensional, and what gives the illusion of three-dimensionality is the scale invariant spatial axis that runs through all of these grids. And depending on what choices we make, we either move up or down this scale invariant axis, depending on what subconscious limiting beliefs that we still hold due to traumatic experiences. And how when we do cord cutting ceremonies in meditation, we're actually getting rid of subconscious limiting beliefs, which are the strings that go between the grids themselves, and the endpoints of these strings we see as protons and neutrons. And the cord cutting ceremony we're actually doing is actually cutting gluon strands. Now, protons and neutrons are made up of three quarks, all oscillating to either an up or down orientation and switching position. So a proton with a positive charge is made of two upward oriented quarks and one down oriented quark, while a neutron, neutral, is two down or negatively charged oriented quarks and one up. So there's always one up and one down. The deciding factor is the last quark. And what causes the orientation of this last quark is our observation, but not just on a conscious but subconscious level. So the higher dimensions or higher densities of reality that is mentioned in scripture as heaven or hell, and also in Plato's allegory of the cave once he had achieved a stage of enlightenment, is that they are higher realities that our reality gets its shape and form and manifestation from. And when we get rid of subconscious self-limiting beliefs and do cord-cutting ceremonies, we are able to rise up along this scale invariant axis. And this can come about because, let's say, for example, we have certain self-limiting beliefs or coping mechanisms that we keep going to again and again, repeating certain cycles because there's something within ourselves that we haven't faced. Maybe it's a feeling of unworthiness because people in our past have said something, or a self-doubt or anger that we haven't addressed that we project onto others. And as we cut these cords, we ascend to higher and higher timelines of us, of self-actualization and self-expression. So when we ascend to the highest timeline that we can imagine, it is us living our dream life. It is us, being an artist or opening the business we had always wanted and getting into shape, starting these little habits that slowly change our body and recalibrate our autonomic nervous system. So I hope that you found this video interesting. Leave a like if you liked it, and a comment if you want to know more. I've got some videos on the website articles. I've got some articles on the website Reality Sandwich if you want to check those out. And just look up my name, Nicholas Thumb. That's Thumb with no B, by the way. And I hope you have a great life and live it to the fullest. That's what it's all about, right?